Have you ever woke up and wondered what was wrong with you? You knew you wanted to be elsewhere, that there was more to life than the life you were living, more than the bills you were paying, the job you were keeping. Look to the horizon, to the sunsets. Your answer is there. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath and step into the nomadic lifestyle. You will not regret it. Hey, how is everybody today? So if you see something floating around in my mouth, it's a nicotine lozenge. Just got back from working out. And with that being said, a shout out to the subscriber who sent me the do-rag. Thank you. Next, real fast before we get going, iced coffee. Not me. And I'm going to share my recipe with that right now. It's called leftover coffee in a gallon jug with some creamer. Your creamer of choice. You can use your homemade creamer. You can use creamer you buy out of the store. But I have to tell you, put it over ice. It tastes as good as any $3 or $4 iced coffee you can buy anywhere else. Now, if I'm just making a gallon of iced coffee, I prefer dark roast in my iced coffee, and I use Seattle's Best. I do have a coffee grinder. I grinded it extremely fine so that I get every flavor out of the coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I could eat the beans by themselves, especially in chocolate. Anyway, yeah, so I had a great workout. It's my last workout for 3 days. I'm trying to find the map of the new place where I live because they have a gym here. My gym, Planet Fitness, is not going to be open for 3 days. They're getting a whole bunch of new cardiovascular equipment. And so now I got to work out here. How depressing. I like to get out on the scooter every day. Anyhow. So I promised you guys a video about the neighbors where I live. Now, before we get into this, I want to mention that when I was looking for a place to live, I had two places. I had one that was just a stone throw from my son's house. The only problem with that place is it was not a 55 plus. Nothing against it, but still, I prefer the 55 plus, especially since I've been living in them. Where the noise of children in a 55 plus are, oh, I hear children. When you're not in a 55 plus, it's like, oh God, will you just slap that child? No. I'm not trying to be mean. Or the boom boom music where the bass rattles through your wall until 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Well, you know what? I guess even in 55 plus areas, we get our assholes. I'm just saying. Now, to the right of me, I have two female neighbors. They're both my age or a little older. They're amazing women, loving women, kind women. We have formed a friendship already, and we watch out for each other. If a package is delivered for any of them, I take it in. If it's delivered for me, they take it in, and we watch. We just watch for each other. And, you know, they're amazing. I'm actually, at the end of this video, going to post some of my monsoon storms. You might see one or both in the videos. We were like little kids that day. We actually had a blast. But, yeah, I wanted to do a whole video on the monsoon storms because we had one that rolled through here, you guys, that blew down a wrought iron fence. 6 foot. And I am not kidding. Where I used to live, when that storm blew through, it ripped off, where I was sitting in Halo, it ripped off the neighbor's roof, and it would have landed right where me and Halo was. It would have killed me instantly. Yeah, so, you know, God works in mysterious ways, is all I gotta say. And there's a reason for everything that happens in our lives. That's why it's so important that we make the best of a bad situation. That's why my channel, I try to keep it as uplifting and positive as possible, unless, of course, a troll or an e-bigger pisses me off. Just saying. So anyway, let's get into my neighbors. So I have two females who work over here. One of the ladies works at the farmer's market here in the little town that I live in, and one works at a Walmart in the little town where I live at. They're both part-time workers. They're both retired like I am. Now, on the other side of me is a 58-year-old who will be 59 in September, male. Now, when I first moved in, he was very kind and charming, and he got nervous around me. He even told me, I get really nervous around you. I think he was developing a crush. And you know, guys, a mate right now in my life is probably the last thing I'm looking for. So I keep everybody on a friend level. But in the last 3 weeks, this guy has been up for 4 and 5 nights at a time. He throws things, he breaks things, he hits the walls. He plays loud rock music. And he's got this little bitty chihuahua, about this big. Poor little thing. She's in there when he's throwing fits. And you guys, I'm not talking a regular, damn it, and getting upset. I'm talking about an outright fit. I watched him one day, I kid you not, take his toaster oven, throw it out his door. Not only did he throw it out his door, he picked it up and threw it every time he got to it until he got to the trash can. And at that point, he threw it at the trash can. I've seen him throw his computer, his TV. I've seen him throw his internet. I've seen him gonna toss something at the windshield of his van. I mean, this guy rants and raves constantly, to the point to where I know, without a fact, this guy is on some heavy drugs. I've never met an almost 60-year-old tweaker. Now, with that being said, when I first moved in, he said, "Oh, I was going to move out this month until you moved in." It's so sad that when I go out to have a cigarette to relax, and the only reason I have a cigarette is when I usually am really stressed out or after a really good meal, since I don't have sex anymore, then I can go out there, and the minute he hears me sit down, the rant and the rave starts. He's slamming doors, he's slamming cupboards, he's effing this and effing that and bitch this, and it's almost frightening. And so, with that being said, I have lived in a place with people who are very well off. You all know that, for 9 months. These people of substance, they drink alcohol. And yeah, we have a few sloppy, fallen down drunks that get belligerent. Most places do. But I did not encounter the whole time that I was living at this RV resort a tweaker of that capacity at that age. And I want to get really pissed off at him, because when I go out to have a cigarette to chill out, I end up having 2 or 3, because he's got me so stressed out sitting out there throwing and banging and cussing that I felt like I haven't smoked in weeks. And so, with that being said, now, when I go out to have a cigarette, if he starts, I'll sit there and smoke until he stops for a half hour. And it's really sad, because I'm trying to quit. Maybe not trying to quit, but I'd like to cut down more than a half a pack a day. That's where I'm at now. But I've got to say, you know what? When I think of trolls, you guys, and this is the funny part, when I think of trolls, I think of him. I think of him being that guy who's behind the computer board, being crude and rude and hateful, and not just at anybody in particular, at everybody, anybody that he could find. He wonders why he don't have a girlfriend. It could be that he's full of more drama than my daughter. And I thought she had the crown for drama queen. And I love her dearly, but my daughter is full drama. If she met him, she would stand back and go, "Whoa, mama." He's worse than any bitch I ever met. And I'm sorry for cussing, but that's a fact. He's worse than any drama-filled female I've ever met. And wonders why he's single. And I look for the opportunity for him to come to me again and go, "God, I wonder why I'm single." Because you guys, I'm going to let him have it. I'm going to tell him no woman wants that. You know, seriously, the guy's not even PMSing. He's not going through menopause. He's not dealing with any of the hormones the girls do. And he's worse than any female I've ever met in my life. So, with that being said, throw prayers his way. That's all I have to say. You know, I have to say that living here has lightened my soul. It's lightened my outlook on life. I feel secure, even though that I was contacted that my stalker was seen in my area. He has absolutely no way in my house without walking right on top of me. So, with that being said, I have to say that stalker changed my life more than I was willing to admit, more than I was willing to even accept. Because the last thing we want to do is to let somebody else affect our world so immensely that it changes who we are and what we do. Well, the fact is that while I was living over at that RV resort, the fact they hadn't caught him yet, and I could still feel him because I am empathic, I wouldn't go out like I normally do. I wouldn't go places or do things. I didn't sleep soundly anymore. I hadn't slept soundly, you guys, since that guy started rocking my rig. Just saying. And you know, it's really sad because there's so many times, like the monsoon season, when I wanted to get out there and video and show you guys what was going on around me, that I have to be careful because I don't want him to see signs and anything that would give him an idea of where I might be. It's really sad that someone to that degree of crazy can affect our lives so bad. You know, living where I'm living now is such a blessing for me. You know, guys, I got a full kitchen, and I'm trying to rig up my camera so that I can get an overhead view when I'm cooking. That's why I shared my recipe with iced coffee. For those of you who like my recipes. Inadvertently, the other day, I made my Big Mac salad. It did not come out. I couldn't believe it. I got 3 minutes of my video, and that was it. That was just showing the prep. Then I made fat bombs with almonds, and that video didn't come out. So I am trying to fix a way where the camera will sit above the counter so you guys can see what I'm doing. Because I really love to cook, and I really want to include you guys in on some of my recipes. So, with that being said, remember I told you in my last video I've read 8 books. Well, I'm on my 9th one now. I love true crime. And Anne Rule was one of my favorite authors, and she passed away in 2015. But I have found some really other good books. I think the thing that really gets to me when I'm reading true crime or nonfiction books, and I love nonfiction, is the fact that there really are, you guys, some really messed up people in this world. And it's really sad for those of us who are normal that we have to bear the brunt and the destruction of these crazies. Just saying. The guy next door very well could be crazy. I've never in my life seen a human act that way. I've never seen so much anger, hate, and dysfunction come out of one person my whole life. And I've been with a narcissist. And my mother was a narcissist. I have never seen anyone be so out of control. And as I read my true crime and my non-fiction books, I think about that guy next door. You know what I mean? I have a saving grace. I have God, and I have some really awesome neighbors on the other side of me. I feel sorry for the black man that lives next door to him, on the other side of him, because their living rooms touch. So, with that being said, you know, no matter where we live, no matter what area we choose, no matter how good we think the area may be, the fact is we're all victims or possible, I should say possible victims of some crazy whose brain is so warped they don't know reality from fantasy. Just saying. So I really wanted to tell you some of the information about this guy next door because, you know, he is so radical that I know I'm going to end up taping him. And I just want you guys aware that if you see some little guy pulling phone stuff out his door, you'll know exactly who he is. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this banter. I did. And I hope you enjoyed my recipe for iced coffee. Oh, have a great day. Remember to love yourselves. Go do something for yourself today. Go work out. Go walk. Go thrift store shopping. Oh, you guys, one of my favorite things about being back in Arizona is this. Goodwill's in Arizona on Thursday have dollar days. You can go buy 10 outfits for $10. Just saying. Anyway, go thrift store shopping. Do something good for you today. Make sure that you know that you're loved. Have a great day. Peace out. Bye-bye. Monsoon hit, you guys. Look at this mess. Seriously. Hear it? And poor Scooter. She survived. Do you see that fence over there? It blew down, you guys. It literally blew down. Arizona monsoon. I shouldn't even be by this window. It's like the hurricane on land, I kid you not. Phone's ringing.